Service. What's up, listeners? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I am your host, Tank Smith. This is the final episode of the Full Service Podcast in 2019. Oh boy. Thanks for being back. It's week 14 of us together doing this thing. So I appreciate you being here. Shout out to last week's guest, the last 2 weeks, Gianna Bella Ferrari. Thanks, Gia. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the podcast. If you have not, give her a follow. I plugged her Twitter 2 weeks in a row. Plug it again. Gianna Bella XXX. Give her a follow on Twitter. Her website is Gia Bella of Your Desire. Go fucking check her website out. But no, this is week 14. Especially it's New Year's Eve. It's New Year's. It's almost 2020. As close to 2020 as you can get. So I hope you have a happy New Year. Last episode was on Christmas Eve. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, a good Hanukkah, a good Kwanzaa, a good something else. I'm sure there's got to be something else out there. You know, there's got to be somebody out there that was just like doing something else, you know. I hope that was good for you. You know, I hope it was a fun time. Well, fucking thanks for being back. It's episode 14. I kind of wanted to take a look back at this year for me personally and for the podcast, and kind of look ahead at what we got coming up next year in 2020. It's going to be a big year. We got 52 hot episodes coming at you every Tuesday. If you have not, subscribe to the podcast. That'll help us out greatly. Our Twitter, Instagram is Full Service Pod, and our email address is fullservicepod@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know what you think. But yeah, if you could like the podcast, subscribe, rate, and review on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on, that'd be great. Apple Podcasts is probably the best. So if you could drop us a review there, give us a rating, that'd be great for us. When I say us, it's really me and whoever else is on the podcast. So no, that'd be great. But no, thanks for being here. 2019. How was everyone's 2019? Mine was not bad. I guess comedy-wise, it might have been the best for me. I got to open up for some fucking dope-ass people this year. Brad Williams, K. Trevor Wilson. I don't know if you guys seen the show Letterkenny on Hulu. Dude's funny. I fucked up his name pronouncing or like introducing him on stage, and then I got his initials tattooed on my finger. So that's a thing. I have KTW on my left, my fucking wedding ring finger. When I think about it now, I'm like, that's hilarious that you actually did that. Yeah, I was felt compelled to do that. Andrew Santino opened for him at Good Nights in Raleigh, and fucking Theo Vaughn in Atlanta at the Tabernacle. So if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that I would have got to work with those people, I'd have been like, that's crazy. But you never know what'll happen. I did the Oak City Comedy Festival, North Carolina Comedy Festival. I was in the finals of Good Night's Funniest in Raleigh. Fucking that show was a good time. I got to perform at the Charlotte Comedy Zone in Kenan Thompson's Road to NYC contest. I started a podcast. That's now been heard in 38 states and fucking 15 countries, which is pretty crazy. At the beginning of the year, yeah, if you would have told me that you're gonna have a podcast, hey, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds pretty lofty. Who are you to start a podcast? Well, no, I had goals going into 2019 of kind of what I wanted to reach comedy wise. I wanted to perform at least like 260 times, which comes out to like 5 times a week. Which a lot of people, like, if you don't do stand up, you're like, oh, 5 times a week. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of comedy you're doing. But it's really actually not. If you're in New York or if you're in LA, you can do like 3 or 4 spots like a day. But if you live like in North Carolina, there's a lot of places where you can like maybe once a day, twice a day, like a couple times a week. And there might be a day where there's nothing. So it's really all kind of relative. I don't think I met the 260. Honestly, I probably got around 200. I kind of stopped counting around. Like I was good until like May, and then I just like I'd put it on my phone, and then I just like forgot. But I don't think I met it because after I moved, I feel like I like took some time off and shit. I wanted to perform in 4 festivals this year. I only performed in 2. I wanted to win North Carolina's Funniest. I made it to the finals. I didn't win, but no, I felt like it was a good year. I think the main thing I learned is really just always be ready for shit to happen because you really never really know. Like I ran I ran into Theo Vaughn at the Comedy Store in July, and I was like, "Yo, dude, I'm coming to your show in Atlanta. I moved there." And he's like, "Well, do you just want to open for me?" And I was like, "What?" So you never fucking know. I guess you just got to be ready, you know? That's the key. I don't know who I'm really talking to, but I'm just saying, hey, be ready out there, people. But for 2020, goals, I feel like 260 times, like I mentioned last year, 5 times a week. I definitely want to meet that. I think definitely in Atlanta, that's definitely a thing that's attainable. And if not 260, like 300. Just because you gotta you gotta get up. That's the key to everything. I want to perform in a Best of Atlanta weekend at Laughing Skull. I want to perform at Star Bar. I want to produce my own show. Like I just got for Christmas, my parents got me this like sound system set up. So I'm trying to fucking take this thing on the road. I gotta open up. I gotta produce my own show, or at least an open mic somewhere in Atlanta. So if you are in Atlanta and you're like, hey Tank, we need a show at our bar, holla at fullservicepod@gmail.com. Send us an email. I want to perform out of state as well. I'm trying to. I've been to Alabama like twice, like ever in my life. I'm trying to go to Alabama, see what's up, see what the deal is. I'm trying to take it take it west. I might even go to Mississippi. We'll see about that. Um, Florida, New Orleans. I gotta go to New Orleans. In the second episode, I mentioned Patty, this girl I fell in love with. She said she'll do the podcast, but I gotta go to New Orleans, so we'll see about that. I uh, I wanna write a joke a day. 365 jokes this year. Yeah. So that's what I want to do. And also, so yeah, 52 episodes. Yeah, that's 52 weeks. I need 35 guests. So if you want to be on the podcast, fucking fullservicepod@gmail.com. Hit your boy up and we will make it happen. Uh, but no, thanks. That's the plans for this year. I'm excited to what it's gonna bring. What I want to do now is take a look back at the episodes. Basically, what I did, almost like a highlight reel, I guess, is I basically took clips from every interview that I did so far, and so I'm gonna play them in order. Start with Elise, all the way to Gianna Bella, and I'll play like maybe like a couple minute clip from each episode. So you can kind of check them out and fucking if you haven't if you're listening to this episode and you haven't listened to the other ones, maybe you hear this and you're like, oh shit, I gotta go check out that episode that I haven't heard yet. So that's the plan. I'm gonna play Elise first, and then I'll go in order through all the interviews and end with Gianna Bella, and I will catch y'all on the end at the end with that fucking outro. All right, later. This first clip is from the first episode, Travel, Eat, Live with Elise Aniston. You can follow her on Twitter at Hot Elise, HOTTALYSE. Check it out.
Yeah, so I got a reference from a couple ladies, and they said this guy was okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
So he walks in, and he's like, I don't want anything. And I'm like, oh, but that's okay. That's a little different. Like, okay, what do you want? So he pulls out this jar with a bug in it.
Yeah.
And wants me to torture the bug.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, these ladies didn't say anything about no bug. Like, I don't I don't want to mess with no bug, and I can't kill anything. It's an innocent bug, even though I hate bugs.
Yeah.
You know, I can't say, yeah, I don't, yeah, that was weird.
What did he leave with the bug? Like,
Yeah.
was he like, I gotta do this to the bug? Like, if
Yeah, like cut its legs off one by one, put hot water on it slowly.
what?
Yeah, wanted me to torture the bug. It was like a big cockroach.
Oh my god!
I don't like bugs.
Damn.
And then you're gonna bring a bug in my room? Get the fuck out!
Jesus Christ, Mr. Sanchez. What the fuck?
That's how it went.
Wow. No.
Yeah.
Wow. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Just some people, yeah. That's a new one right there. That's not. Even,
I like to fulfill fantasies. I'm all about that and making good memories, but not a bug. Not a bug.
This next clip is from episode 3, Welcome to Atlanta with Stina Valentine. You can follow her on Twitter at Stina Valentine, STINA VALENTINE. Oh boy. I just want to add I love Stina's episode. The fucking recorder fucked up, so it's like my cell phone. That's why it sounds different than all the other recordings. But if you've not checked out that episode, fucking check it out. It's a dope episode. Alright, thanks.
I don't actually have condom accidents that frequently. Like I did in the first year because I got married really young.
Okay.
And didn't use condoms for a long time. And so getting into escorting, it was like, okay, now I really have to learn how to use condoms, you know? And so if the pussy is dry, the condom will break.
Yeah.
If the dick is wet, it will slip off.
Okay.
So that's kind of the trick. So I always use lube, even though I'm usually wet enough.
Yeah.
I always use lube no matter what.
Yeah.
And if I go from a blowjob to covered sex, I dry off the dick.
That's good. These are all good fucking facts.
And that was like in my first year. I had like 3 condom accidents. I was like, fuck, I'm not cut out for this. Like this is too dangerous. And then I really just kind of. It was actually a client that told me that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it works like it works every time.
It does. Yeah. Like I never have a condom. I haven't had a condom accident since that first year. Yeah. Like 4 years ago.
Do you feel like after doing that, you said like it's like 5 years maybe, you said?
Yeah, 5 years. Mm-hmm.
Do you, has how you see sex changed at all since doing this?
A little bit. So when I was married, I was religious as well.
Okay.
So.
Are you religious at all now at all?
So? No. Yeah, I'm an atheist. But I see sex as something that's fun or something that's a commodity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me. I don't feel like I'm giving myself away when I have sex. It's for me or it's for work, you know.
Yeah.
I had much more laborious jobs that paid me significantly less in the past.
Yeah.
So.
Do you see yourself doing this? How long do you kind of see yourself doing this, you think?
I hope for a long time. I have some girlfriends in this business that are in their mid-40s and they still look great and they're still busy, and I hope that's the case for me too, because I don't want somebody else getting rich off of my labor.
Yeah.
I don't want to work for somebody anymore.
Yeah.
Which is what I did for decades. So.
Now you're just doing it for you. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like it has to be fulfilling.
It is. Absolutely. I in a polyester uniform, I would walk a parking deck, hot, it'd be 90 degrees, I'd be sweating, and I was making $11 an hour. And that was so degrading compared to this.
Yeah.
With a boss that I hated and a CEO that was getting rich off of my labor.
Yeah, they're fucking making
so
much money.
Yeah.
And you're in the bottom rung. eating shits.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't call up sick. None of that.
Damn.
So I love this so much better, and I hope I keep my looks.
Yeah.
You know, that I can just keep doing this for a while, and you know, I will count on my future husband's retirement program.
You heard it here first. Invest in your 401k. If you can do that, if you're young, maybe a Roth, you know, but put it away because there's not going to be any Social Security. If you're millennial, you're going to die poor. Invest in the future. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yep, exactly.
This next clip is from episode 4, Clean Empty Butts with Magic. I go down to Warner Robins and I find out what a female condom is for the first time. So yeah, enjoy.
And always be safe, whether you're doing it for fun or money or whatever. Be
Yeah.
safe, man.
Especially
that's
with
just dumb to me. Like,
especially
I
you
don't
don't
get
know
that.
so you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know them. I mean, you're sticking your thing in them or whatever, and I mean, you don't know where that's been.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but it's true. Not all of them are clean and care about certain things. So
I definitely remember, like, because when I got out of a relationship, I mean you're not even gonna worry about STDs essentially when you're somebody.
you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not supposed to have to worry about STDs.
I didn't think
I
so,
definitely
but,
I didn't worry about STDs.
Me
I'll say
either.
that.
I didn't either. 13 years here, I didn't worry about no STDs.
But
or
as soon
nothing.
as I got out, I was like, oh, like as soon as I was like, oh fuck, STDs are everywhere.
Yeah.
They're coming for me.
Yeah, me too.
Oh god.
You're doubling up twice, and I'm putting a female one in. But you know what kills me is there's so many guys that have never heard or seen or even thought of a female condom.
You said that.
Condoms,
You said that. I've literally never
and I
seen
keep
one.
them. Like, I had them for a long, long time. Like, yeah, some guys wouldn't even know. Like, you don't even know if they got them in or not. If we got them in.
I don't even. How does it work?
I have one. You want to see it?
Yeah, I want to.
Okay. Have one left.
Podcast listeners, I am about to witness, for the first time ever, a female condom. I mean, I've only heard tale of these things in the wild, but they are indeed a real thing, and I'm gonna get to witness one. 10, 9.
You're gonna laugh because it looks like a cow condom, like a condom for a cow. Oh crap! I'm glad I ain't using this thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's safe. I so wish we could broadcast and show that.
Oh man, this is so great. I gotta take a
Yeah,
picture
you squeeze
of this.
it like that.
It's just a condom.
It's a big
It's
condom.
Yeah, it looks like
Like a diddle dam.
I've seen a porno where like this could fit on a dick that I've seen before.
That's what I said. It looks like a cow condom.
Yeah, this is for a huge horse cock we got here. But yeah, I'm gonna do
You
some.
just push it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fine. I'm throwing it away anyway. You
Can I
just
take
push
this
it
home
down.
with me?
You can if you want. I mean, there's. You take it around and show people. Look.
Guys, look
What do you
I-
think this is? I would.
Souvenirs of the road. Hey.
I was gonna open the door with a maple syrup bottle I had that would look like a liquor bottle, and I had Kool-Aid in it, and I was like, "What's up?" Shoot the nerves when we get on.
Hell yeah! I just learned what a female. It looks like a big circular, like bigger than a silver
And then this
dollar,
is
like
how
a
you,
ring,
like,
and then
insert,
you
like, you put
you
it-
squeeze it, and then
Yeah. No.
the other
You don't
way.
even do that. You just squeeze it
Yeah.
all the way in,
Okay.
and then you just the woman slides it up in her,
Okay.
and it blocks like everything.
Wow, this is incredible.
It's more effective with pregnancy and everything than a male condom.
Really?
Yeah, they're least likely to break.
So you use both a female condom and a male condom?
The guy didn't even know I was using a female condom too.
Oh.
I did double duty.
That's smart.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
but that helped with being a nurse. For all them years.
Yeah.
Like, you see a lot at the hospital. A lot.
What? So how long were you nurse for? I know we talked
Almost
about
11 years.
11 years.
Mhm.
What? Where? This is in Georgia.
Yeah, it was in Georgia.
Sweet. How? In a nurse 11 years. How?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself? Could you go back to that? Would you do it
I
again?
would
or?
love to, but unfortunately, I got sick. I had got cancer, so I wasn't able to work. And they told me if I have a clearance for a year to 2 years,
Okay.
then I can go back and do nursing again.
And so you said you're at 6 months now?
Yeah, 6 months.
Okay, so we only got, fuck yeah. You said a
Yeah.
year to 2 years, so it could be 6 months you're back to being nursing?
Could be. I hope so.
Fuck yeah.
I hope
So is this kind of around that timetable when you started?
Yeah, I started. Actually, I started probably 2 weeks after I found out I had cancer. Probably.
Really?
Yeah.
And so is this to basically like pay for?
It was to help pay for my medical and everything. And I have a daughter, so
Okay.
I was kind of like, what am I gonna do? I have to
Huh.
do something. And that's why I said never judge anybody, because you never know what you'll do when you're just you're in that time of need
Yeah.
or need whatever. And I prayed about it. I prayed, and I went every aspect. I went every way, and I couldn't even work like at McDonald's or nothing like that. So
Really?
yeah, I was so sick, so that escorting was about the only thing I could do at the time.
This next clip is from episode 6, All In with Alexis Reynolds. You can follow her on Twitter at YourGFAlexisR. That's YourGFAlexisR? Right, thanks. When do you think that changed, like where you were like, I'm going to be serious and I'm going to...
I think when I turned 22, I finally met a couple of other local girls in the business, and we're still friends now, and they kind of grounded me, told me how they did things. They had a more professional demeanor.
Okay.
And they were just like, do you want to be professional or not? Do you want to be a pro ho, or do you want to just goof around?
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to turn this into my lifestyle. I don't just want to get freaky and get the money. Like, I really want to develop relationships and be good at this. This is what I want to do.
Fuck yeah.
This is what I'm passionate about. So after that, I'd already been pretty well known, but I really established myself as a good provider.
Nice. How'd you get into it? How'd you first find out what escorting was, or?
Well, technically, if we want to go with that story, the first time I ever heard the word escort or had to figure out what an escort was, my aunt moved into a new house outside of Augusta, and at least 10 times a day, guys would call looking for the escort service because her phone number used to be the phone number of an escort service, a very popular one. So my dad would cut up jokes, and he would actually put on the Sling Blade voice and be like, hey, it's escort service, like, over and over. And, like, they made jokes for so many years about this.
Boy.
Yes, and that's kind of how they would call. And she finally got her number changed, but I had to figure out what an escort was. So, at the time, we had just gotten a family computer, and I, of course, looked it up. And boy, did I get an eyeful. It wasn't as popular as the search would be now, but, I learned at maybe 11 years old, maybe 12, what an escort was.
When you started, were you able to tell anybody kind of close to you?
My parents busted me out probably the first month I started stripping, so...
Really?
They found a way to the club, found their way there, and they were in the club. I was on stage, and I felt weird. I felt like someone was watching me, but not in that way, and I spotted them in the back. And so I'm in nothing but like a G-string and knee-high boots, and I jump off the stage, and I run up to them, and I'm like, what are you doing in here? Like, titties out. Just, what are you doing?
Okay.
And they were like, we just wanted to make sure you were safe and that, you had good security.
That's really nice.
And I was like, I'm fine. But I lied to them, and I told them I was a waitress at Ruby Tuesday. And they knew better because I had my own apartment and stuff. So after that, I just never told them any more lies. And so if I'm going somewhere, I told them when I was going out to the Bunny Ranch. I told them for every shoot that I had. When I go out on Fly Me To Yous and stuff, I call my parents and let them know where I'm going. Because I would rather them know than hear it on the news. Because I had several friends pass away, and their parents only knew because it was brought up in the news later on that they were a dancer or they were an escort or something like that. And I was like, no, my parents are gonna know everything about me. Did you
feel like before they knew, did you feel like it created a distance between you guys having to lie or not tell them what you were doing?
It was awkward, but I never pegged them to put 2 and 2 together with that.
Okay.
So when they showed up, it was totally random, but I guess word had gotten out. I think someone from high school might have ratted me out who came up there and saw me.
And they didn't. The people at the club didn't know they were your parents. They were just
No.
like, these are just two
But
people.
I was like,
coming
I'm
in
getting
here.
dressed and we're gonna go to Waffle House and talk about this because we need to. But ever since then, I've just been very open, very honest. And I mean, my whole family knows. I don't keep anyone around me that doesn't know. And I've had several people in the industry try to blackmail me by
Really?
calling my mom. And I'm like, really? You're calling my mom?
Like
But
people that work in the industry
yes,
trying to like.
they will call my mom. My mom will laugh at them and be like, I've been known.
Yeah.
And then cuss them up one side and down the other and tell them to like go get some class.
That's fucked up.
And my mom and my grandma are my like biggest fans.
Nice.
So I mean, my parents have the magazines that I'm in. Like,
Nice.
they know when I'm gonna like do something pretty cool for me. Like, they know when I'm doing shows and things like that. And
I
they're
feel like just having that
"What is
support
this?"
is.
They don't understand, but they know what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And they were like, you've lived several lifetimes in one, and like you're living your best life. So
Yeah.
keep doing it. And as long as I'm safe and I'm looking out for myself, they're happy for me.
This next clip is from episode 7, Taken by Storm with Seductive Storm. You can follow Storm on Twitter at SupergirlStorm and also Storm Assists. Enjoy. When you like at the beginning when you're starting out, right? Did you have any expectations of what like escorting would be or what you were gonna do? Like,
I really just thought it was going to be just like my personal life had already been. Again, I was no sexual prude already. So I kind of just thought I'm going to be having fun. But now I'm going to get to go see nice places and meet new people. And I'm going to get paid now instead of just doing this shit for free.
yeah,
I think for me, because I came out of a marriage and I had kids, I didn't even focus on the expectation. I just focused on the goal. I need a lawyer and some money ready in case my ex tries to take my kids. Like for me, that was all I had like what they call it, tunnel vision. Like for me, that's all it was about. Get this money so you can take care of these kids. I cared about nothing else. So for me, my experience is different. I can imagine though that if I was 20 something, because I started at like 31. If I was 20 something and didn't have any kids or even just had one kid, pretty carefree with just one kid.
yeah.
Then I might have had more expectations and been able to ponder more the exact job and what it would entail versus me just jumping balls to the wall in because I had a mission to accomplish. Like for me, the reasoning was different. And so I hate review culture because I feel like you should get to know someone based off of their website, their social media, and their blog. Blogging is a great way to get to know someone.
Definitely.
And I just feel like that's how you should get to figure out if they're going to be right for you. Because for all you know, the dude who saw her before you might have been an asshole, and you're not an asshole.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
why-
and her might get along perfectly.
That's why the experience was what it was. 'cause
Yeah,
he was
like
a
you
douchebag.
and her might get along perfectly, but I just feel like guys are still caught up in high school locker room mentality. Like 40 and 50-year-old men should not need the opinions of other people to decide who to see. Now, if it says that she robbed or harmed someone, I get that. I understand that. But still, even take that with a grain of salt, because it could be a guy who didn't see her ever, who's just mad because he didn't want to follow her screening procedure.
Yeah, I can
A
understand.
lot of girls get retaliated on for their screening procedures. And I don't want you ladies out there to hear that and be like, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't screen. Never make an excuse for not screening because you can end up dead, raped, or in jail. None of which is good. Screen everybody you see, and especially post-foster sister. You gotta screen. I don't care if it's slower money. All money's not good money. It's better. I'll tell everybody, slow and steady wins the race. You know, like I'd rather have slow money and know I'm gonna have my freedom and my health at the end of the day. But you know, that's just me.
That's what matters. Like,
Yep. I've been high in the game. I've been low in the game. I've been high in the game. It's just like life. There's ebbs and flows. Like you go up, you come down. But every time you get kicked down, you're supposed to get back up and get back up harder.
Yeah.
And so this last time when I got back up and really got taken by storm to pop off, I was like, I'm up.
Fuck
And hopefully it stays that way, but I can't guarantee it will, which is why I say I'm semi-retired, because anytime I need to dust them heels off and get that makeup and lingerie case out, it's happening.
Hell yeah.
And my significant other is probably not real fond of that. I think he loves that I've slowed down quite a bit, but I'm just like, need you to know, before I starve or before anybody goes without here, if I need to answer an email or so that's attached to me and not to that's how it's going down.
When you're in a session, do you feel pressure to live up to people's expectations?
No. So only person's expectations I'm gonna live up to are mine. Hey guys, if you're listening and that ain't your cup of tea, you know to avoid me, and I'm okay with that. Let me tell you why. Because like I said earlier, if your expectations are coming from a review you read, or if your expectations are coming from based off your experience with another BBW who, because we're around the same weight and size, you figure we're going to be the same, or because we're around the same price point, we're going to be the same. We're human beings. I might not even know her, so how can we be the same? We might be as totally different, opposite ends of the scale as anything could ever be, like oil and water different.
Yeah.
So, no. Here's what I'm going to do. In any appointment I go into, as long as I'm treated with some respect and kindness, and you're not the client I hate is the client who strips down, lays on the bed, puts his hands behind his bed and crosses his feet like, I am here. I'm your God. Serve me. And can't even say, hello, how you doing? You look nice. Oh my God, you look so great. Because we put effort into looking like this for y'all. But the guy who just comes in and won't talk, or the ones who then you try to make small talk when they're like, you talk too much. See, you can really get dressed now because this is not going to go well. But I'll let you stay. But I just know already that you're going to hate me at the end of this, and I'm hating you now. So I think the only expectations I have are to do the best I can in the situation of the moment. If he's an ass, I can't do but so much to make it go well.
Yeah.
Some girls can. Again, I'm alpha. I can't. Nothing in me. Sometimes I talk to myself in my inner voice. I'd be like, yo, just try to be a little submissive. Just try to conform to what he wants. And then the other me is like, hell no, he gonna get this realness today. So like, you know, like, cause I can't, how can you even be fiercely and passionately pleasure giving and sexual, or even give a good relaxing massage if you are not free to be yourself?
Yeah.
And you're forcing yourself to walk on pins and needles to deal with somebody.
Yeah.
I can't function like that. So, no, the only expectation I want to live up to is what I promised you on my site, which was that I was going to be professional, that I was going to look like my pictures, and that I was going to do my best to give you a good, stimulating time. But if you come in and you're the issue for the problem, I'm not mad when you leave mad, and I'm not worried when you leave mad.
Yeah.
Because I tried and you were an ass.
Yeah. This next clip is from episode 9, Athens' Favorite Local Gal, with Lily Valentine. You can follow Lily on Instagram at Lady Lily Valentine. That is Lady Lily Valentine. Thanks. Advice for anybody, like say somebody wants to see an escort for the first time. Do you have any advice for that person?
Yes, I do. Number one, nervousness is totally fine. It's okay. We understand. But do your research. You know, read their ad. If they've got a website or a link, go to it. Read their stuff. There might be valuable information. It might be a crazy rambling website. Like I've seen some of these girls' websites that just, I don't even know. But read as much as you can. Get the info that you need ahead of time. For me, at least, if you're contacting me, some people are no text at all. Text me. Because whatever I'm doing, I might be sitting in my office. I might be in the middle of cooking something. I can always text you back, except on Monday through Wednesday. I'm in school. Monday through Wednesday. But I can text you back, and we can just get a rapport. Whenever someone texts me, I always respond with, how can I help you today? Or something like that. It's an action verb to get past that, hey, well, how are you? Well, how are you?
Yeah, we're trying to get some, we're trying to fucking get this thing going.
We can chit-chat a little bit, and if you, I can get to know your personality, but go ahead and tell me, I'm thinking about wanting to get together. I'm going to be in town next week around this time. Are you available? You know, that kind of stuff. I try to put on my ads, and I'm going to adjust a couple ads that don't have this on there, my availability, because it's pretty solid. And if you've got questions, you can ask them. We can talk about money. I don't haggle. Don't haggle with ladies.
Yeah.
Pay their rate. If you can't pay their rate, if they don't have a rate listed and you call and it's out of your price range, then just thank them and let it go.
Yeah.
There's somebody for everyone out there. Please don't talk about anything explicit. I understand that you may have questions about a specific act. Unfortunately, you're going to have to just drive there. I've had that happen before in the past. This is in Athens where I wasn't a super far drive, but they'd come, think something wouldn't click or whatever. They'd usually give me $20 as a thank you, and then they would go. And that's perfectly fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you get here and whatever. It's not for you. But that's the thing you take, because my freedom, I value it too much to be talking about stuff on the phone. So do not, I repeat, do not.
How much for this thing?
Oh, and
how much
if
for
you
that?
ask how much for this, you about canceled right there.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sassy to people. I'm like, well, as you know, charging money for a sexual service is highly illegal. So I don't,
you motherfucker.
but I do this and this, and people get all rowdy. Well, send me a naked picture so I know you're not a cop. Man, fuck
What the fuck?
you. I don't have, like I said, even in my
So I know you're not a cop.
most dire times. Yes, I've seen clients against my better judgment sometimes when it's just been whatever. Life happening, but when I say I'm picky, like you can one little thing you can say would just make me like nah, because it's not what you said or it's a vibe that I get off you, that if we're gonna click or not. And believe me, if you don't see me, it's definitely not the end of the world for me. People think that I'm just like, oh boom, you're not gonna do this, you're gonna do this, and I'm like, but no, not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Nobody has to get salty about it. Find someone compatible with you. For real. I have a wide range of kind of people and things I'm compatible with. I think it's pretty fucking wide.
Yeah.
But there's some people that fall out of that range, and there's somebody out there for them. So find somebody that you vibe with. Trust your gut. Think logically about the logistics of where you're going. What kind of place is it? Find out, is it a hotel, a motel? Is it an apartment? Is it a house? If they're coming to you, are they driving themselves? Do they have a driver? Some girls have drivers. That's okay. It's just for their safety and they stay in the car. I don't, but be mindful of money. Just have it ready for them right when they walk in. Just put it down next to them and just kind of indicate it because they know. But then let her go to the bathroom and wash her hands so she can count up, and then y'all can get going on having a fun date. It's a date. It's an experience. If you have questions, ask them, as long as they're not explicit. If they are, I'll direct you another way. I'm not going to just immediately cancel you. But yeah, do your research and just look at the pictures. Look at the effort that they put into their ad and their pictures. That's the effort they're going to put into you. In my humble opinion.
Damn, that's good. Yeah. This next clip is from episode 10, A Point of Evolution with Kennedy Stevens. You can follow Kennedy on Twitter at @TheKStevens. That is @TheKStevens. All right, thanks. Oh yeah, I always like to ask anything funny, anything funny or strange, like to bring up on the podcast. Is there any good stories?
Oh, I got plenty of good stories. I thought about this one long and hard.
Nice.
Probably my most off the top, off the wall story I have is I do kink fetish sessions. Whatever. Okay. And I had this request my first year in, and the guy's like, "Do you do dom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Well, I'm really into diaper stuff." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna play in your shit, just so you know."
Yeah.
Because it's a hard limit.
Yeah. No hard sports out there.
And he's like, "Okay, that's fine." And he's like, I would really also like for you to spank me. I'm like, "Fine. Yeah. I can do that."
Yeah.
So I get to the hotel, and I can smell him from a mile away.
Oh, God. Oh, shit. This motherfucker's into that.
You are correct. Oh, shit. So I guess he had drank, that magnesium citrate or whatever.
Okay.
He was wearing, an adult diaper. And he had already shit himself in the diaper. And he's like, will you force feed me a bar of soap? Oh, I'm like, yeah. And so I pushed him down on the floor, and I'm force feeding him a bar of lava soap. And,
Are you keeping it straight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's funny now. In the time, I was gagging because it was stench. And there is shit going everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, out the diaper. I just want y'all
Was
to...
this... Or did you have to go to his spot? Is this at his place?
We was at a hotel.
Oh, okay.
Out call to this hotel in southern Kentucky, like 2 miles from the border. And so I'm force feeding him this bar soap, telling him what a bad boy he's been and how he shit his diaper and he needs to wipe his ass and all this shit. He's got shit oozing out everywhere. And he's got like chunks of soap in his teeth and like...
Is he like
everything.
eating the actual soap?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's like... I couldn't... Like, I'm dying. And he goes over and, like, washes the mouth out. There's, like, suds and everything. And he, like, you know, I step out so he can, like, clean up. And then he wanted me to, like, shave him.
Yeah.
Like, groom him. And I've done that or whatever. And then he wanted me to spank him. And this was, like, a 2-hour ordeal.
Yeah.
And so he pulls out a duffel bag of spanking instruments. I mean, like, cat of nine tails. Like,
Oh, shit.
he had leather paddles that said, like, slut, one with hearts on it. He had wooden paddles. He
You
had
spent a lot of money on this stuff.
Oh, yeah, he was really into it. He's like he was like mid-60s trucker grandpa.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And so he pulls all this out, lays it on the bed, all lined up. And he had like a wooden hairbrush. He had like a comb and a bunch of other stuff. He's like, I want you to take your pick. And I was like, okay. And so I picked the board with the holes in it.
Oh, goddamn. He's like, I'm going to fuck you up, dog.
And he's like, I don't want you to stop until I bleed.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, okay, you gonna pick a safe word?
Yeah.
And he did. And so, you know, I'd done the proper technique, you know, rub skin, you know, calm down, whatever. And after like, I mean, I couldn't tell you how long it was. It was a long, long time of switching out instruments, spanking this man's ass.
You getting tired at any point?
My arm was killing me.
Yeah.
And he had bruises and like blood blisters on his ass. And he was happy as a lark. He done shit his diaper, ate his soap, got shaved, and had a bloody ass. And yeah.
That's nice. That's providing services out there. That's nice. He probably really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Did he come back? Did he ever come back?
I never heard from him again.
Oh, man.
But he was a trucker. I don't know if he'd been back through there. But yeah. That was interesting.
That's a good one. That's hell yeah. I wonder if somebody's gonna ask about those bruises. Just like,
I don't know how he sat down right for like 2 weeks. I mean,
because he's sitting down as driving.
Oh
like,
yeah. Or maybe that's why he wanted it. He wanted to be like reminded of this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought about that long and hard on my drive home.
I'd be like, whatever, bro. What you do, you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody's got what they like. You like yours. That's cool.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Fuck yeah. Nice. That's the best one. I've never heard anything like that before.
For all your fetish kinky needs.
That's This last clip is from episode 13. Invest in yourself with Gianna Bella Ferrari. You can follow Gia at Gianna Bella XXX on Twitter. That is Gianna Bella XXX on Twitter. All right, enjoy.
And you can't do this forever. Porn put me through and paid for student loans and everything for medical school.
Nice.
Providership has put me through undergrad, and I will move on to law school. And that will all be prepaid for because there is no Pell Grants and student loans and shit like that for, postgraduate, graduate students. So, you have to do something with the money. You have to invest it. If you don't invest it in yourself, you have to invest it somewhere. But, at first it's like, wow, well, that's easy. Everybody wants to be a center of attention. It's so cool. And like, oh my God, I'm a porn star. Yeah. And you're like, no, you're just a manager, dumb bimbo. And they're like, wow, you're a household name. Maybe not Jen James. And no, you're a household name. I was for maybe about a year and a half tops.
Nice.
And that was right after AVNs because I was seen with the right people at the right
Yeah.
places. I'm still trying to find the video, but I know there are pictures of me being held back by Ron Jeremy, kicking and screaming because I'm trying to attack Jenna Jameson on the red carpet.
Really?
Calling her all sorts of colorful expletives and bitch, you're in the red carpet. This is our PR opportunity. So fuck you, your bull haircut. You need to get down to your end. You and your paparazzi entourage bullshit. And this little tiny short comes up and he's like, "Nee, you know who you're talking to?" And I go, "Yeah, cool. I've seen her porn." And I turned it off. Now you get the fuck out of my PR camera opportunities. Get to your end of the red carpet because this is our little spot.
Damn.
And he's like, you gotta be nice to people with that. And I'm like, no. And she goes, "Excuse me?" And I go, "Oh, what?" I was young. I was like, what?
This feels like some Northeastern shit coming out right now.
Oh, no, it was great. So I was kicking and screaming. I'm like, let me have her. Let me have her. Oh, what was that cartoon? Oh, pretty good, George. Hold me back. Oh, yeah, I was charging. But hell, that still would have been PR.
No, that would have been
But
great.
please know it. More cameras on me. Like, oh my God, this
Who is
Gianna
this?
Bella Freud goes to attack the Jenna Jameson. Her and her giant ass and bowl haircut. This shit I've seen, even at that AVNs, but it was just, it's paparazzi, it's attention, and it's fun, and I've been there, I've done that. I've been to places I would have never imagined. I've walked on so many red carpets. I've opening clubs and, the Playboy Penthouse, not the one with, like, the grotto and shit, but, like, the Playboy Penthouse, whatever, in Vegas.
Oh, shit.
So, the Players Club, there we go. I knew I'd get it out. That was from the
Okay.
Too Short video. It's on my website. But, yeah, I mean, I've got to see all this shit, and it's like, great, wow. Oh, another club opening. Oh, another photo shoot. Wow, another, smile for the cameras. It just, you get burned out on that before anything else. Same thing as the industry. You get more burned out on trying to balance a personal life with provider life. Making those tough decisions of something I agreed to do 2 weeks ago for 1 hour tonight when I had the opportunity to do something for 4 hours tonight that I won't have to work for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Decisions, hard decisions. But
And it's just like checking, you're just all like, yeah.
Everything's checks and balances. You can't be in this forever. You either have to invest it, either in yourself or in a brokerage account, 401ks. There is no retirement plan for us. Okay, there's no 401k. There's no unemployment. If you're really smart, you can wiggle some Aflac. God forbid you fall and go on a really awesome skiing trip and break your leg because nobody wants to fuck a chick in a cast. Hey, look, I'll keep my legs elevated. That's what the doctor says. Oh, you keep hitting my cast. Oh, yeah, that's, oh, baby, I'm harder than you are. No. There is no fallback plan for us. And it sucks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, keep business and personal separate. Relationships are going to be very hard, whether they're open, honest, transparent, or if you lead the double life, because somehow, some way, it is going to come to a head. Yeah. Somebody's going to find out. They're either going to be like, if you don't stop, I'm going to tell so-and-so. Yeah. And it's going to get back to so-and-so. And it's like, wow, half of your 007 just, your 00, it's all you're left with. Because 7 just, along with half of your friends, your reputation, everything's lost. You hit rock bottom in the reputation scale. I got in and I didn't give a shit. I knew that everyone's going to see it because I'm so cool. I'm a porn star. And I've got all this money and I'm going to put it into my education. I'm going to become rich and smart and successful. Not because I made my way on my back. Well, I didn't have to sleep my way to the top. I slept my way to having the ability to get to the top of the best grades in the class. Graduating top of my class. So I could do something better with my life. To actually take money that was viewed as negative and turning it into something positive. So subscribe to this podcast.
Hell yeah.
If he's got a YouTube, fucking subscribe to that too, because this is one awesome person and he's going to tell you the ins and outs and interview the best of the best and the who's who to let you know where to go, how to get there, and the best route to take.
Damn, that was a good ass plug.
If you're gonna venture this route, he knows the back road.
Fuck yeah. those were all the interviews that I've put out so far. Shout out to all the guests I've had. I really do appreciate it. I could not have done it without you. I'll put links to everybody's Twitter that has been on the podcast so far on our Libsyn page. So if you go to our website, click on the, I guess, details for this episode, and I'll have links to everybody's social media as well as their websites for you to check out. So go give them a follow. Check out their websites. Definitely do that. Shout out to them. I do appreciate it. Also, listeners, fucking thank you for listening. When I started this podcast, it was July when I did my first interview, and I released it officially in October. But when I started in July, I didn't know what the reception would be, if anybody would be up for listening to this, even with me interviewing people. I didn't know if that'd be possible. And so if you have listened, if you have written in, I really do appreciate it. And 2020 should be a good year. So stay tuned. Subscribe, rate, review, fucking like, or whatever. Apple Podcasts, it really does help. If you can go on Apple Podcasts, give us a review, a rating, because we're still new, 14 weeks in. If you do give us a rating, it bumps us up. It helps with visibility for the podcast. So that really would be awesome. But no, we'll be back next Tuesday, every Tuesday, until the end of time. If you if you haven't, give us a follow, Full Service Pod on Instagram and Twitter, fullservicepod@gmail.com. Write us a love note. Tell us what your resolutions are. Tell us how you're feeling about the new year. But no, we will be back next Tuesday. If you like stand-up comedy and you live in Atlanta and you've never been to a stand-up comedy show before, fucking go to a show. Reach out. I'll let you know which ones to go to. I probably might start plugging shows just so people just go to shows. Because Atlanta, if you live in Atlanta, you gotta get out there. You gotta see what's out there. I will be at Laughing Skull January 14th. It might be a Tuesday, it might be a Wednesday. I'm not really sure. Definitely January 14th. I'll be at Laughing Skull at 8 p.m. I'll put a link to that also on the Libsyn page. My personal Instagram and Twitter is Tank Funkadelic if you want to give me a follow. But yeah, this has been episode 14, the last of the decade, the last of the year, but not the last ever. We'll be back in exactly 7 days. You know who we'll be, right here. Thanks for listening. Thanks to all my guests. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks.